I grew up as a tinkerer. There are probably 200 jukeboxes stuck around my house in different places. I got into a kick of restoring them. It's kind of an engineer's nightmare or an engineer's dream because it has electronics and mechanical switches and gears and motors, and they're fun. Some of the jukeboxes are truly works of art. My father went to Auburn, and he was a brilliant man, he really was. He was a tinkerer, and he was always getting into something different. He got on a kick of buying automobiles. He ended up with probably 30 cars that he bought, and the only ones that he really liked were the ones that were broken. And so he passed away several years ago, and all of these automobiles had been in a garage for the last 40 years. So slowly but surely we're pulling them out. I restored them not to trailer queens, not where you don't want to drive it. I want to restore it, get it running, get it reliable, put the top down, play with it. That's the fun part to me. Work on them when we're interested, and when we get frustrated with it, go do something else and come back in a couple of weeks and fiddle with it some more. I never really doubted it much, but my father made it very clear, if I was going to college, I was going to Auburn. I could go anywhere I wanted to go, as long as I paid for it and paid for my tuition, my room, my board, my clothes, my meals, my sleep. You know, he gave me a choice. I knew I was going into engineering. Number one, to please him. Number two, I enjoyed it. Number three, to have my tuition paid. The main thing I took away from Auburn while I was there as a student was I learned how to pray. I would pray, the Lord, let me pass that test. There was an instructor, Eugene Stanland, one phrase that he used that I used throughout my career: no results plus excuses does not equal results. It kind of morphed, if you will, into accountability. You know, if a customer at Alabama Power Company, if their lights are out and we don't get them on, we can't call them and say, hey, our truck broke down. They don't care. So you have to be accountable and overcome the excuses. One summer, I got a job with Alabama Power Company. The power company needed temperature, dissolved oxygen, and pH measurements in the streams and rivers across the state. I wore flip-flops, no shirt, cut-off blue jeans. I had a van, a trailer, a boat, and an expense account. I did this, and they actually paid me to do it. I mean, I'd have paid them. It was the best job I've ever had. It really was. You know, people have asked me before, how do you move up in a job, in a company? How do you become a CEO or a manager? And it's all about luck. Just being at the right place at the right time, being at the right age, having the right experience. There's no way that you can really plan that. All you can do is try to arm yourself with the best tools you can through experience and education. And other than that, it's just fate. You know, you just happen to be at the right place at the right time. You really can't plan your career. If you don't enjoy your job, change jobs. Life's too short. Don't take yourself seriously. And in fact, I used to tell folks at the power company, this is when I was CEO, if I got hit by a bus tomorrow, people would say, hey, did you hear about McCrary getting hit by a bus? You know, I did. That's unfortunate. He was young. Yeah, he was young. That's a shame. And the next question they're going to ask, who you think's going to get his job? No one's indispensable. You take yourself too seriously, you're being a fool to yourself. A lot of things I learned from Auburn and from life and company and other people, but you know, they're just pretty basic. Just be a good person. That's what it amounts to.
What am I supposed to say? All I can say really is thank you. Thank you ever so much. I'm deeply humbled and very appreciative of this award. But when I look around at tonight's recipients and the recipients of this award that have come in the past, I feel a little bit inadequate and undeserving. I look at what these people have done and I think, my goodness, they deserve a lot. And when I look out at you, I know that you and Auburn have given me much more than I could ever repay you. So I want to thank you for the award, albeit undeserved. To the Alumni Association, I want to express my appreciation for this award, and I thank you, and for the selection committee that had to do all the work that go through all the applicants or candidates and make a selection. I want to thank you, and I really want to thank you for your obvious lack of judgment. I truly believe that when you're born, you're just born a lump of clay, and throughout your life, that lump of clay you're formed, you're molded, and you're molded based upon the influences that you have on your life. Every time you encounter somebody, you take a little bit of that influence from them, and that makes you who you are. So I'm just a mosaic of the influence that you and Auburn have had on me. I just heard Jimmy Raines say, "Don't blame us." So I thank all of you. I thank Auburn for the influence, for modeling and molding this piece of clay, and selecting me for this award. I can't sit down without saying a particular thank you to my wife and my soulmate of 43 years, Phyllis. She is. Yeah, she's had the biggest influence on my life. She tells me what to do every day, all day long. But my love for you is only rivaled by my love for my two sons, Doug and Alex, and their wives, Lisa and Sarah Catherine, because, you see, they gave me 5 grandchildren, which completes the circle of my life. That's all anybody can ask. So I want to thank you. I appreciate all of you for the years of putting up with my antics, surviving my sarcasm, celebrating my successes, and most importantly, forgiving me for my failures. Thank you.